So picture this. Team Fortress 2, 2 a.m., Harvest 24/7, 6 players. The players bounce around the edges of the map, moving from building to building. Some epic moments, some silly mistake. Maybe an air shot or a face tag or something, I don't know. They do this for hours though, and they could go on for hours more. Time has been kind of melting together. And then someone new joins. Instead of sticking to the outskirts like the other players, they immediately run to the center of the map, the control point, and capture it. The hours of fun that they could have had now instantly shrinks to 3 minutes. Sure, capturing the point again will push it back another 3 minutes, but eventually the round ends. The time it takes to end the round and reset for the next one may not feel like much, but a few players use that time to look at the clock. Wow, it's late. I should really head to bed, huh? A couple kind words later, one person leaves, then another, then 2 more, and then the night is over. All because someone captured the point. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I know it wasn't going to last forever, right? People have lives. I know all things are finite, all things end, but you don't have to remind me of that. Sorry. That sounded accusatory. Okay, let me put this another way. Let's say you're working on something. What it is doesn't really matter, and you're in the groove. Everything is moving so smoothly, and you've sunk yourself fully into the task. The rest of the world has faded away, and all that exists has shrunk down to the essay you're writing, or the character you're drawing, or the food you're cooking, or the whatever. Then something external happens. Someone needs help. A cat knocks over a plate. You get a text. Again, whatever. And then, suddenly, the world expands. You're no longer locked in, no longer in that groove. You can try to get back into it, but it just doesn't feel the same anymore. And I'm not saying it's gone forever, and I'm definitely not saying that you can't get back into the groove. But I am saying that you have to get back into the groove, right? Like there's a step. There's a process there. Does that make any sense at all? Look, it's a metaphor. Of course, it's a metaphor. Everything I say is a metaphor. I hide my feelings behind amateur poetry and fake philosophy as a smokescreen. I carefully craft my words and phrases in an attempt to play the part of someone you could love, and I speak through references and common ground because maybe, just maybe, the midpoint between the two of us is just far enough away for me to feel safe. But around you, my smokescreen gets thinner. The part doesn't have to be played, and that midpoint moves just a little bit closer. I just, you make me feel like I'm doing something right. Well, obviously, I must have since you're here, but I know you have to fly back in the morning. And just like Harvest, this can't last forever. Eventually, the round has to end. Eventually, your plane has to take off. But we could live in our blissful ignorance. Just for a moment, we can pretend that our day will never end, that the stars never crossed, that we can pause our fate. Before this weekend, distance never really ever meant anything to me. For the last year, I'd felt closer to you than could be measured in miles or meters. But when I look at you in person, the world appears to move in slow motion, and yet our time together always goes by far too fast. The gravity of your beauty bends space and time, and I am desperate just to stay in your orbit. God, I feel so pathetic. Please don't leave.